Hey guys, Moldran here, and today I'm going to talk about demonic essences, how you can farm them effectively. And demonic essences are the new crafting materials that drop from elite mobs in Inferno. They drop on all different monster powers, but the higher monster power you play, the higher the chance they have to drop for elite packs. And also you don't need any in the Felon Valor stack for them to drop. So why is it important to farm them? Now, for example, one member of my PvP team, the wizard named the Void, crafted a few int amulets, and he found this really sick trifecta amulet in just 45 crafts. Now, I think he was a bit lucky, but I think if you craft like 500 or 1000 amulets, for example, it's inevitable that a few of those are gonna be really good, because you have a guaranteed very high main stat, and then on top of that you have 5 more affixes which are guaranteed. And you know, that's a really good way to get items. They're banned on account, so you can't sell them, but you could use them for yourself. And then you can also, for example, sell your old amulet and get a bit of gold or money for it. Now, what methods are there to farm this? There's the usual Alcazar run, which is pretty good, especially if you include the Core of Ariad and the Tower of the Damned, because those zones have high elite density, or high elites per run, or actually elites per minute, you could say, elites per hour. The better way though is the Vault of Assassin in Act 2, which is really effective. Like, there's one elite after another elite. In one dungeon usually you find around 8 elites. Vault of Assassin also gives you the chance to find 2 goblins, which also have the same chance to drop the demonic essence. But one really effective way I found was just to farm the Warrior's Rest in Act 1, Festering Woods, over and over. Now, let me quickly explain this from a barbarian point of view. Okay, so here you go to change quest, you go to Act 1, quest number 6, the Broken Blade, and then talk to Alaric. You only have to start this once, and then you can farm the dungeon over and over. Just go to the Drowned Temple first, then talk to him. Then you move to the dungeon called the Warrior's Rest. I guess everyone knows where this is, so I'm gonna skip that part. And here we are. Okay, checkpoint reached. And then really important here is that you choose the best way to kill this one elite. Now for Barbarian, I chose the following spec. I tested many things. I'll also show you an Excel sheet later. The best spec that I came up with was, of course, offensive passives. So we use Weapon Master and Ruthless. Then we also use Bloodthirst, because that's our only healing with that spec. And gear-wise, I'm just gonna go for max DPS. Akunis, of course, for the run speed. And what's really important are those two things. The first is a Skorn. Now, probably with a Ruby gem it's even better with a Marquise Ruby, but I don't have one right now, so I use the Grid gem. And the second item that you really need is a Stone of Jordan, preferably with minus Hem of the Ancients damage, but if you don't have one, like I use this one and I still didn't run out of Fury. Okay, that's pretty much the spec. Now for the skills, you want to use Frenzy Maniac. Actually, Bash Instigation is better for the initial Fury gain. Then you're just gonna use Hem of the Ancients anyways, which we have here with Smash. And now the really important skills. First, of course, you need Warcry Impunity, especially because you want to do this on the highest monster power that you can handle. Then you want to have Wrath of Berserk Insanity, which means that you can kill the elite pack in 10 seconds, or definitely in less than 15 seconds, which is the Wrath Berserk duration. Then of course you also need something to generate Fury, which is Spell Rage into the Fray. And then you need Earthquake with the rune that it doesn't cost any Fury, because you need Fury for Hem of the Ancient Span. And with that spec, you can farm this Warrior's Rest dungeon elite really effective. Even if you don't have like high-end gear like me, you can probably still do the same on the highest monster power that you can handle. For example, let's say you have gear that's good enough for MP3 normal farming. You can probably do this on MP6 or MP7 just because you combine Wrath of the Berserk with Earthquake. And yeah, let's just try it out now. I go in here. Usually I pop Battle Rage right after the Warcry. Can also pick up the Shrine here. Then I try to get Fury. And this is MP10 by the way. But you see how fast he dies? Even with shielding, he's dead. And I got my Demonic Essence. And then I just leave the game. You could also try to teleport out. But in most cases, leaving the game is the only way to leave. Okay, and then you repeat. Click on resume game. Enter the town battle. And you're in the Warrior's Rest again. And the best thing is now the Wrath of Berserk cooldown, which is actually 2 minutes, resetted. So you can instantly use it again. So again, I'm going directly to the lead, which is a ranged this time. Hit him a few times. Wrath of Berserk Earthquake. You see everything is taking a lot of damage. And I get my next Demonic Essence. And I'm gonna demonstrate this one more time. But Fee actually saved me because the Arcane Beam didn't hit me this time. Use both of my shards in the start. Heading towards the elite. There's often a Frenzy Shrine here as well, which helps. And yeah, this time it's a melee. Reflect damage, but we're killing so fast that it doesn't matter. And we're gonna get, probably with 80% chance, the next Demonic Essence. Actually, this time we didn't have luck. You know, sometimes, if you get good positioning, you can also try to teleport out. You also press leave game, so if the teleport fails, you still leave the game, but in this case it didn't, so you can cancel it. Leave the game. And immediately resume. Okay, so that was it. Now this method of course has disadvantages and advantages. Advantages, the highest Demonic Essence rate per hour. And easy to do, you just need to start the quest over and over. Disadvantages are it can become boring, so I don't recommend to do this method every time you're playing, but maybe 1 or 2 days a week, or if you don't have much time, for example, if you only have 20 minutes to play before work, just do a few runs of this. You can do one in less than a minute, and that means 20 runs, which should be, depending on the monster power that you do, between 10 to 18 essences, for example. And yeah, another disadvantage that I can see is that bots could probably automatically do this run. Now I'm not an expert in this, but that's what I see as a potential threat, that this tactic is going to be abused. But other than that, I think it's a nice alternative to free runs, to Vault of Assassin runs. And I think it's important to mix the gameplay up, and it's definitely an effective route. Here I did the calculations. Now this is the chance for Demonic Essence to drop on different monster powers. And I was testing first the Vault of Assassin on MP6, which gave me the highest Demonic Essences per hour there, and it turned out to be 42 for me. And then I did the tests with the Warrior's Rest, first with a Whirlwind build, then improved that with Hota, then with Earthquake, then with Skorn, and then with Stone of Jordan. And the best result I achieved on MP10 with 64 Demonic Essences per hour, or 79 elites per hour. And this for me used to be, or is actually 51% faster than Vault of Assassin. Yeah, that was it. Just a short video about a new farming route for the Demonic Essences. It's up to you if you want to do it or not. Now, as I said, this is mostly for people who are Paragon 100 and really want to maximize the Demonic Essence rate. But even for people who have, let's say, 70 Paragon, it's probably still worth to go for the Demonic Essences to improve your gear, especially if you don't have top-notch gear. Yeah. That was it. Thanks for watching. I'll be back.